Dukes buried the truth with 1,200-degree heat. He buried the secret a long time, as his own words said. With each day, after day, after day, after month, after month, after month, and year after year after year, the Grinstead family, friends, waited and waited and waited. With each day that passed, more pain was inflicted. More suffering was inflicted. More wondering inflicted. In fact, Tara's mother, Miss Faye Grinstead, died wondering what had happened to her own daughter. Waiting, wondering, wishing for some news. Anything to hold on to, anything to have hope about, anything to have some sense that she's okay. But day after day, month after month, and even over a decade later, no news. So the suffering increased, the grief increased, and the despair increased. Always wanting to look for hope. So from October of 2005 to June 2016 was all despair. And this defendant came to the Rochelle Police Department June 16th of 2016, and rather than choosing the right path, lied. Not just one act of lying, but numerous acts of lying within the same confession, same denial of his interview. Denying never talking about Tara Grinstead, denying about disposing of her body, separate acts. Continued to inflict pain and suffering. Waiting, wondering, wishing continued as he chuckles. As he chuckles, no, no, no. Hell no. You'll also recall Garland Lott's testimony from the trial, where Ryan and Bo were in the truck, and Mr. Lott said that they both, he couldn't recall which one said what, but they were both in agreement that they had killed Tara Grinstead and disposed of her body, and they were laughing about it. Oh, he's not laughing today, but he was laughing about it 2 weeks later. And he chuckled about it with Jason Shadell in 2016. Self-preservation and self-pity aside, where was the pity for the Grinstead family in 2016? No, he kept them waiting, wondering, and wishing for another 7 months. July, August, September, October, November, for Thanksgiving. Maybe they would have had some information by Thanksgiving of that year. Maybe they would have had some information by Christmas of that year. But no, he kept them wondering and wishing and waiting through the holidays. And January rolls around, and the only reason is that Brooke Sheridan leaves him. It's not because he came forward, it's because she went to her mother and she forced him to come forward. Yeah, he was ready to talk then because now the secret's out yet again. Well, he does confess in February of 2017, somewhat a little too late. A little too late to end the pain and the suffering, the grief, the hope, and despair that all of those years have brought. Your Honor, as counsel has argued that these counts would merge, I don't believe that they will. They are separate offenses that carry separate elements that are separate to be proved. They are indicted factually separate and distinctly. And the ones that do have similar comparisons have separate elements of the offenses. Based upon the prior conviction that has been tendered, the court is required under law to give him the maximum sentence for each of those offenses under 1710(7)(a). The two counts of making a false statement are both up to 5 years. That is counts 1 and 2. Count 3 for hindering the apprehension of a criminal is also a 5-year required sentence by the court. And then count 4, concealing the death of another, is a 10-year sentence as required by 1710(7)(a) due to the fact that Mr. Dukes has a prior felony conviction. The state is asking, as has Ms. Grinstead, who very eloquently expressed her family's views. The state is asking that the court sentence this defendant to the maximum punishment and that each of these sentences run consecutive to one another and that he receive a sentence of 25 years to serve in the state prison system.